Hey, all right, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. I want to say and give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone for teaching us his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect, Lord willing, with some of those men and women who believe and fear in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, also to include our children. Hey, I'm the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another live lesson. And this live lesson is entitled When You're Salakia. I gotta fix the title. Give me a quick second, brothers. Right. The title of this lesson is Where Your World Ends, Ours Begin. Right? That's what it was supposed to be. Salakia. Just bear with me. Right. So I'll see why it didn't get up. So again, the title of this lesson is Where Your World Ends, Ours Begins. And it was inspired by Apostle Tahar. I was watching a lesson that he did, and he had mentioned this. He said that we're gonna make this slogan famous, right? And it's like it's an adjusted version of this guy David Goggins quote. His quote is, "Where your life ends, mine begins." You know, this guy, he put Israel Adesanya through his exercise, right? They were exercising together, and he basically smoked this guy. This guy was a UFC fighter, young in his prime. But when he got with David Goggins pushed him to his limit and basically broke him, you know. And David Goggins was just getting started. He wasn't even phased, because he does that kind of workout all the time. He pushes himself to his limits. You know, he's been through his limits on both sides of the spectrum when he was in the world. Well, he's still in the world, but before he joined the military, you know, this guy was a troublemaker. He weighed a ton of pounds, right? Heavy, right? Then he pushed himself into the military, and he ended up becoming, I believe he became like a Navy SEAL or something like that. And this guy got out. He's like a motivational speaker. He pushes a healthy lifestyle and basically not quitting, you know, being persistent and persevering through everything. Because, you know, most of us in this world, we're not tested to our limits. And us being in this truth, we are being tested. We're being extremely tested and beyond the body. Even though the scriptures do say bodily exercise profit nothing, but yet no, it don't say. It says bodily exercise profit a littleth, you know, but it profiteth. You know what I'm saying? A healthy estate is better than wealth, you know. So these things that we learning, being in this truth, but also what we really truly learning is how to endure, right? Because us enduring, we're going to get a greater reward, way better than any reward you would get if you were, you know, exercising, you know, running. All that healthy living is awesome, is great, but it has its place. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, again, we're not pushing ourselves to the limit. That's why the apostles and the bishop elders always encourage us to stay active in this truth, right? Doing the work, right? Doing these lessons, staying focused in the truth, being mindful of yourself and others as you walk this walk of salvation and redemption, okay? And so we are getting pushed to our limits, and we want to get even pushed even harder when all hell breaks loose out here, right? But all these things are necessary, right? So again, most people in their lifetime, they're not really pushed to their limits. So a lot of people quit before they even know what their limits are, right? Because comfortability, what else? There's a word I wanted to use, complacency. All of those things kick in, right? And so I'm gonna get to the topic of the lesson, but I just wanted to kind of expound on David Goggins' quote, "Where your life ends, mine begins." Right? When you finally quit, David Goggins is just getting started. Well, guess what? It go the same thing for this world. right? Where Esau's world ends, ours begins. You have people like Vocab Malone that teach you that, oh, the earth is going to explode like the Death Star, right? That basically like life can't go on or exist without Esau being a manager and in charge, right? You got a lot of our people constantly asking about Esau, worried about the Gentile nations, and really they worried about Esau because Esau gets the most flack out of all the nations right now because he's the last in charge. He's the last ruler. And all of this was prophesied, right? It was prophesied that Esau, Edom would be the end of the world and Jacob would be the beginning of the world. So real quick, this is the book of 2nd Esdras 6 verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, right? And that word world is for age, right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Who is Jacob? We are the Israelites, starting with Yahushua, right? He's a top Israelite, right? And he's coming back to inherit his kingdom on this earth, all right? What you're taught in these churches and these synagogues and these cathedrals is totally contrary to what Yahushua intentions for this world, right? He's going to destroy this place. He's going to destroy this kingdom. He's going to destroy the wicked. He's going to destroy the Gentiles and their nations as you see it today. The way the world is that you see today is not going to be what the world's going to look like tomorrow, right? And tomorrow is what? Our time, Jacob time, right? So Esau believes and others believe that when this world, Apostle Tahar, hey, Shalom, Apostle, Yahweh Apostle Tahar said that workout he did with Israel Adesanya was crazy. It was crazy, right? It was extremely crazy. I saw it. I was like, damn, like this guy he broke him, man. And Israel Adesanya tried to stick in there, but his body had to give up, right? He had to give out at a certain point, right? So again, Esau has y'all have the world thinking that without him in existence, without him being in the leadership position and role, that the earth is just going to be nothing, right? Esau doesn't bring life into this world. He brings death into this world. We as a nation in Israel, starting with the elect of Israel, ultimately starting with Yahushua, Yahushua, King David, and the rest of the 12 apostles, as well as the rest of the elect body, we're going to bring life into this world. There's another quick precept I got that just came to mind. It's the book of Proverbs 29 and 2. Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's what's happening right now, right? The righteous are not in authority. So no one is rejoicing in this world. We're going to rejoice when this world is destroyed, right? But no one's really rejoicing in this world. The only ones that are rejoicing in this world are the super elite, the Edomites, right? Because they believe they have plans and they're being executed, and it's going to be a perpetual rulership under them, and they have everybody in slavery, right? But the people are mourning when we get into power. As much as the world doesn't want to see the Israelites in power, right? As much as the world doesn't want to see Yahushua come back, a so-called black man, right, ruling over in his godly estate, right? It's going to happen because the world needs it, and whether these people want to admit it or not, they need it too. This is another precept. This is the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 19. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God, right? So the whole existence is waiting for the manifestation of us, the Israelites. It didn't say the sons of Satan. It didn't say the sons of wickedness. No, it said the sons of the power, right? This is in the NLT. It says, for all creation is waiting eagerly for that future day when the Heavenly Father will reveal who his sons are. That word children is supposed to be sons, right? Who his sons are, not who his daughters are. In the CSB, it says, for the creation eagerly waits for the anticipation of the Heavenly Father's sons to be revealed, his sons, because his top son is coming. And when his top son, Yahushua, comes, he's going to reveal who his elect are, right? Who those elect men are, right? That's the focus point on that. And all creation is eagerly waiting for that. Even them people that's fighting against it, they don't even know it, right? Because all that you Jakes are fighting against, all these Israelites talking about how they used to be an Israelite, how you shouldn't be worried about, the Israelite thing, and it's all about the love of Christ and all this other weirdo shit. In our world, the things that you suffer in this world, you ain't going to suffer in our world if you're an Israelite, right? And even you heathens, y'all going to be way well off, right? To an extent. And we're not talking, I'm talking about after 1,000 long years of hardcore slavery and y'all building up our kingdom, y'all going to be in perpetual wardship under the sons of the power, starting with the elect. All right. But it's going to afford you a life that you could never fathom on this side. Right. So all creation is waiting for this. Right. All creation is waiting for the day in which Yahweh Bashem Ashai shows who his sons are. Because right now, everybody got their own opinion. Right. Everybody in this world, has their own idea, and their idea primarily focuses on Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because he's in power. Right here it is. Esau is everybody but who he truly is. According to him, he's the son, he's the Lord's people, he's God's people. According to him, he's every great nation that ever existed. According to him, the earth wouldn't be able to be managed and be cared for without him being a manager. But we know that this man is destroying the world and the people that's in it. He has no care for the creations of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? So what he does, he destroys it. And not if he can't destroy it, he'll influence it to do wickedness. Right? This man is adverse to life. So when his world ends, ours is going to begin. Right? And our world is going to be a perpetual world. All right. The brother GMS Swift Cherries 144 posted Isaiah 26:9. It says, "With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yeah, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will what? Learn righteousness, man." Right? And the Lord's judgments is going to be in the earth when he destroys this place, and those that are ruling, those that are destroying the earth, those that destroyed his people, those that blaspheme his name. But the inhabitants, they're going when we in power, they're going to learn righteousness. Just like in this world, the inhabitants learn wickedness, right? Yeah. Apostle Harpo, he took them for a 7.4 mile pace. I'm sorry, a 7-minute 40-second mile pace for 5 miles as a warm-up. Yeah, that was crazy. That was just like most people do 5 miles in a day, right? Running. But they were at a 740, meaning that they had to complete a mile in 7 minutes and 40 seconds, man. Like in the Army, we used to have something called A, B, and C group. A group was like the fastest group of soldiers that we had in our company, right? And then B group was like the average, right? It was like they weren't the best, but they weren't the worst. But C group was the slowest, right? And you had people running 10-minute miles, and that was considered fast. But this dude David Goggins was running 7-minute miles, and he had this guy Israel Adesanya, which both of those guys are Israelites, right? He had this man. He had to tap out. His body gave out. I don't know if you remember, if you're still there, Apostle, but there's a scene in there where they were doing like some stairs. They were walking up some steps, and he was like, "Hey," they put it on the hardest one. I think it was like number 9, and he was like, "Hey, we're gonna walk up these, but you can't use your hands." And Israel Adesanya tried, man. He tried, but he had to use his hands, man. And then his legs gave out. They had to put him in the tub. When you can see this dude's face, he was like, he was relaxed. I mean, he was relieved because of such an exercise, right? So yeah, that shit was crazy, man. Y'all brothers need to watch that video. You can actually find it on YouTube, and I'll get back to the lesson. David Goggins, and Israel Adesanya right here. Yeah, this is it. Look, he was done, bruh. They had to help him up, and David Goggins looking at him like, "Hey, man, come on, we just started." But he gave him love. He showed him a lot of love. He was giving him hugs and shit. He was encouraging him. But you could tell that David Goggins was like, "Man, you ain't ready, right?" He had a pre-workout chat. I wonder what they was talking about. He had a pre-workout. Let me see. Hold on, brothers. Fair use. Yeah, he said he cold killed him with the step climber. Yeah, that step climber that's what checked him out. That's what got him checked out of there. Y'all just bear with me, brothers. I'm gonna share this. I want to hear what David Goggins had to say to Israel Adesanya. Hopefully, I don't get a strike. But this is fair use. Okay, I'm not making no money off of this.
There's very few people who I resonate with. Yeah. No one comes to mind. I appreciate it. I don't even know you. Yeah. But I feel you. I mean, for me, because I'm a real spiritual guy, and for you to be in all of that chaos, for you to beat the giant that has beat you so many times, for you to get to that mountain and then be like, I'm gonna give you all some knowledge.
Yeah. Be present, notice everything, and speak from the heart.
You compartmentalize that whole moment. That's what made it beautiful, man.
Yeah, and you can see like Israel Adesanya, like he was ready for it, man. He kicking his feet up in the air. You know what I'm saying? He's pumped. He ready to go, right? And you can tell this dude and he's in the peak of his health. But David Goggins, man, he on another level, man.
Follows me, my shout out.
Love it, man.
This is beautiful.
Oh, I told you, man.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know.
This is yes.
You're on the way, my man.
Serenity, buddy, right here.
Please put me there.
What do you mean?
When you beat Alex, please, okay. I just because you know what? I sat here at darkness alone. Yeah. That's my darkness. That's why I laugh at these motherfuckers. Think they know me? You think you know me coming to my dungeon? It's a lonely dungeon because you're one dungeon every day.
Look,
training this hard by yourself.
He threw up, bro. That's how bad it was, bro. My man had to grab it. He said he do this shit every day by himself, bro. God damn.
Let's get it, Izzy.
Look at these scared, bro.
Somebody call the police.
Yeah. Look at that shit. The other dude in the back trying to keep up with him, bro. He hurting. They spitting and breathing all crazy.
The one back here is trail.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he broke him off, man.
2, 1, 2.
Because if they're hurting,
Hold on.
come on, this motherfucker, Easy. Keep him on it. Keep him on it.
It's good. Keep good.
Stay at the top.
Look, he ain't got no hands on it, bro. This dude ain't got no fucking hands. This dude got his hands on it. He hurting. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. At the top.
Ain't doing no,
Nice. Don't come up. Next step. At the top.
It's just a guessing fight.
and this dude don't even got no motivation. He ain't got nobody motivating him. He just doing it, man. This dude doing it, man. God damn.
Keep moving. Keep going.
Come off it, Izzy. Don't come off it, Izzy.
Look. He done. He hurt, man. He hurt, man. He need help. And that's the mindset, not quitting. You know what I mean? But yeah, I want to get back to this. Yeah, he did a job on him, man. He did a job on him. Salaki, brothers. Let me go ahead present the screen again. Share the screen. Yeah, he did a job. Y'all need to watch that video, man. It's heavy, man. Yeah, that's right, man. Brother said, GMS Kingdom Minded, stay hard. It's a mindset and a lifestyle. Yeah, right. Absolutely, brother. So going back to what I was saying, Esau's kingdom is going to end. This world that you see today is not going to exist forever, but our world is going to exist forever, right? Don't listen to what these naysayers and gainsayers have to say, because they don't have no understanding. They don't understand the kingdom of heaven. Neither do they well, first and foremost, they don't understand Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Neither do they understand the kingdom of heaven, who is for, what it's meant to do, right? Because in this world, everybody's taught to give into their lust, loving, do shit that pleases the flesh. That's what you're concerned with every day. People concerned with folly, bullshit, or just surviving, trying to exist in this world. And in our world, we ain't gonna have that problem, right? The majority of the things we suffer in this world are due to our disobedience against our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So therefore, we as the Israelites have to suffer through these curses. And this shit suck, but it's also a learning lesson, right? Like we were watching David Goggins and Israel Adesanya. Hey, but Yahushua is putting us through the same thing. And he wouldn't have did it if he didn't feel we could survive it, right? Yahweh, through his son Yahushua, wouldn't have gave us this if he didn't think we could do it, right? This is the book of 2 Timothy. Salaki, brothers, just bear with me. I believe it's 2 Timothy. Yeah, it's called 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1. And you see it right here. It says, be strong, right? Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushua. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also, right? Faithful men that are not going to turn or bow a knee to Baal, right? Men that are going to stay faithful to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It's, real quick, in this world right now, in the world of Israel, you have some leaders teaching you that the name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son is not important. Like they teach you that the law supersedes the name and the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's name, right? They teach you that you can call the Lord whatever you want, but you cannot, right? Knowing the name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and standing tall for it, through it all for it, right? Through all the hell, through all the persecution, through all the lies, through all the slander, through all the hardships, through all the brutality, right? Through all the lies that are being spread, right? That means something. That means a great deal. And there's a great reward for the men that stand tall for that, right? That don't take this man's mark of the beast because they're hungry, or because their families took it, or because the world is trying to pressure you to do it, right? Because that's you bowing the knee to Esau. Esau can't save you. His chip ain't going to save you, right? His system is not going to save you, right? We have a sobering mind in this world, and it rests upon the name and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And so they'll have you thinking that there's no great reward for exalting that name. There's no great reward for believing in that name, having faith in that name, right? We're doing what we're doing right now through faith, right? And this is not a job that every man could do. There's billions of Israelite men on this planet. Very few have this word and hold on it and are able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as what? As a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this world. So no man that goes to war is worried about the things of this life, right? A great example of that is the movie Dead Presidents, right? There's a scene in a movie Dead Presidents, Anthony Dead Presidents. I forget his homeboy name. Vietnam. Right? He was in Vietnam. Him and it right here. There's a beautiful scene right here. And the dude asks about his wife at home, Juanita. Salakia, right? Apostle Tahar said, I plan on doing 150 squats with a 20-pound weight jacket on. And after that, I would do a 50-minute walk. Man, hey, you got it, Apostle. You got it. I know you can do that. Absolutely, man. And you see, this is the encouragement that the apostles give us, man. Right? And what is this going to help do? It's going to keep the apostle healthy. It's going to keep them active. You know, especially when you get up there in age, you gotta stay active, man. Shit, you gotta stay active. You want to stay alive, man. Real talk, you know. But anyway, let me play this real quick. Hopefully it doesn't get just bear with me, brothers. Hopefully you brothers can hear this.
Hey. To the Bronx.
Yeah.
To young blood who couldn't be with us today. Lance Corporal Martin. Lance Corporal Martin. Yes. Joanne, man. What they been putting in your head out here, man? I mean, you done got into this shit a little bit too deep, don't you think?
You're in recon now, Skip. You in deep too.
Man, fuck this shit, man.
Come on,
Man,
man.
this ain't our war, man. Shit, our black ass should be back in the Bronx where we belong. Joe ass got lucky. They sent him home getting wounded and shit.
Heard he wounded his hand pretty bad, man.
Shit, that's all right, though. We got out of this shit. I'd rather be home with a fucked up hand up in some pussy than to be out here healthy than a motherfucker without it. Shit.
Same old Skip, boy. You ain't changed.
That's right. You heard from Juanita?
She used to write me a lot during my first tour. Turns out, man, before I left, fucked around and got her pregnant.
Man, you bullshit.
No, I ain't.
No shit?
Yeah, serious, man. Got a little girl back at home.
Oh, man, that's groovy, man. That's groovy. I can dig it. That's cool. Hey, Dig, man, I know you got a picture, man. Let me see a picture. Shit.
Can't even look at it.
Man, what the fuck you mean, bruh? That's your little girl, man. That's your baby.
You know how I survived 26 months in the bush? Because I don't think about the world, Skip. That shit don't exist to me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about anything or anyone in it. Because the minute I do, I'm a dead man out here. And you remember that shit.
And that's right. And I'm gonna do a lesson on that. I'm gonna do another lesson on that too, because that's the truth, man. You can't think about the shit that's in this world, because the minute you do, you're gonna be a dead man, right? You'll get sucked in thinking that the world is a better place, and there's something, there's a space for you in it. You over here thinking about your family and the world and shit. That should get you killed out here, especially when you got to be on focus. And I've been to war. I've been deployed 4 times, man. Right? I did 3 years in Iraq, and I only lasted like 2 months in Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's like, and I know how you can't focus on shit that goes on in the world, right? Because it'll fuck you up. It'll fuck your head up, right? Apostle Tahar had posted up Proverbs 11:6. A gracious woman retaineth honor, and a strong man, what? Strong men retain riches. Absolutely. Right? A gracious woman retaineth honor. And strong men, what? Retain riches. They keep riches. They hold on to it. And what's the greatest riches that we have is this truth. And it take a strong man. Let me get that real quick. It take a strong man to endure the things that you have to endure in this truth. That's why Ezra, when he saw those men that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shalom Shai, he commended them, because he understood that he was along. He was in there too. He didn't realize it then, but he was there too. But what these men had to endure to get to that point, you have to be strong. strong in the mind, strong in the spirit, right? You have to be strong in faith, strong in patience. You have to be if you want to endure, right? So again, going back into 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier. Matter of fact, Salakia, verse 2, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this world, of this life, right? That they may what? Please him who have chosen him to be a soldier, right? And Yahweh Shai ain't just choosing anybody to be a true soldier. You know, it's some men that come into this faith and they go back into the world. That's for their condemnation, but not us. We're not reprobates, right? Right. So if the Lord has truly chosen us to be soldiers for him in this war, we ought to concern ourselves with the things that will truly benefit us in the long run, because this is what's going to get us that kingdom. This is going to get us to the kingdom. And really, the kingdom is already here. It's in us. It just has to be manifested. And it's going to be manifested in the time of Yahushua's return. Right? So this task is not given to, this task for the men that is truly given to endure and hold on to the end, to the very end. This is not given to weak men. And we've been around weak men. I've seen weak men. Shit, we had a dude standing in our camp with us, and he was weak the whole time. It wasn't weak because he wasn't weak in the sense that like, oh, it was like he's just a brother that just ain't just weak in faith, and he needs to be reinforced with it. Nah, he was already weak in the mind, so he tapped out when he got too much trouble. When things started coming down on him, this dude quit. He packed his shit up and he just left. He just left. No excuse, no nothing, no nothing, no word, no nothing. He just left, man. And that's a weak-minded person. Any man that, you join the military, right? But then you go AWOL because you ain't strong enough to endure that shit. All the hell you can. Brother, I caught a lot of hell in the military. I didn't get the rank that I thought I deserved or wanted at the time, which it don't matter now. And I thought that was my life, but I still had to endure that shit. I didn't quit. I didn't go home on leave and never come back. I knew a lot of people in the military that did that shit. They didn't see the contract through the end. Here it is. You sat down here. You signed this contract. You the one that said that you would commit. You did that shit. Likewise, in the truth, you put your hand to the pile, and then you look back. You ain't fit for the kingdom of heaven. You gonna be dusted off out here because you weren't strong enough, right? You didn't count the cost, right? And not counting the cost will cost you your life. You got to know what you're a part of. You got to know what you really into. A lot of jakes out here, they think it's a fad. It's a gathering, eating chicken, putting your hand all in the damn ranch, right? Drinking all the young, using brothers, abusing the brotherhood. Niggas think it's like that type. This thing is serious. This is life and death right now. And when you're in a life and death situation, there's no time for simplicity. There's no time for a weak-minded. The scriptures tell you what, lift up the weak, the feeble knees. Roughly paraphrasing. Because we're meant to be strong in this thing. What we're about to endure and what we're about to receive, only the strong can survive, man. You know what I'm saying? Apostle Hart posted this up. Luke chapter 11, verse 21. When a strong man armed keepeth his palace, his goods are in peace. That's right. It takes a strong man to protect those things that are in his palace. Right? Ain't nobody gonna fuck with this shit. Right? You know the dude in the hood that he nigga tough. Niggas know not to cross him. Don't go near his shit. Don't touch his woman. Don't touch his kids. Don't touch his stuff. because he'll come get you, man. But when the weak man try to keep those things, his stuff ain't gonna be in peace. People trying to get it. They're trying to come after you, right? In the words, the end has come. In the words of Apostle Gabar, you need to know what you're involved in. Absolutely, man. And that's not just; those are not just words. That's set on experience. That quote comes from experience, right? A lot of men out here that you jump out here into this truth, and you don't know what you're involved in. You don't know the cost that it costs to be a part of this. Yahweh Shai gave his life up, like literally, he died, and he was resurrected. Also, we could inherit the kingdom right along with him. He didn't think about just himself. He wasn't selfish. He was selfless. He didn't think about himself. He thought about those whom the Lord had given him, and ultimately his whole nation, because there was no other way back, right? Isaiah 35:3, strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. That's right. It says, say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power, your God will come with vengeance, even the Heavenly Father with a recompense. He will come and save you. There it is. And that's all I need to hear. I'm convinced. That's all it really takes. Knowing that the power of the universe is on our side, is with us. You hear a lot of these fake ass Christians running around here talking about some no weapon that's formed against me shall prosper. That's a beautiful precept, absolutely. But it don't pertain to them, right? It don't pertain to them. That pertains to the elect. Jeremiah 6:16. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, stand ye in the ways and see and ask of the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Yeah. So going back to this precept right here, let me go back to this, because I know I've been talking for about 40 minutes already. Yeah. And I kind of wanted to be concise. So anyway, going back into this precept, it says, verse 4, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life. Hey, I was watching a video. Kevin Sands was saying that. He was saying like, yo, if you really want to make it out here, you gotta he was talking to the men. He said, you gotta stop that whole shit, man. Like, if you truly want to make, like, see, people in this world that want to make it in this world, they have to cut this world off for a time period so that they could focus on themselves, so that they could elevate themselves. Well, that's the same thing with this truth. You have to completely cut the world off so that you can elevate in this truth, right? So that we can so we could be ready and fit for the kingdom of heaven, right? So no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this world, of this life, and that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. Right? Many are called, but few are chosen. So those that are chosen to become soldiers, we're trying to please Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? And that goes in a myriad of ways, right? Doing what's commanded of you, right? Taking heed to the leadership that's above you, right? Taking care of the brothers that are in your care, right? Feeding the sheep. If you love Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you what? Feed the sheep, right? And if a man also strive for mastery, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully, right? Let me see what that says in the NLT. It says, and athletes cannot win a prize unless they follow the rules. Yeah, you got a lot of Jake that don't want to follow the rules, man. They want to make their own rules up, and that ain't how this thing works. Because again, it ain't about you. We didn't set this thing in motion. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has, right? So you gotta follow the rules, man. There's rules to this thing, man. And the Lord wrote a manual. Yeah, like Apostle Zahar says right here, well, St. Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So there's a lot. You got to endure to the end. You can't just endure for a part of the time. You're gonna be saved. You're gonna have a missile with your name on it and a chip with your number on it. You know what I'm saying? It says, Apostle Harris said, you don't want to be a hangout Israelite. Absolutely not. All right? That's why he said, that's why E took our arms. Yeah, because E don't want you to protect your goods. Right? I don't want you to protect your goods. But like the elder apostle said right here, you don't want to be a hangout Israelite. Because hangout Israelites, they get kicked out. You serving no purpose. Right? You want to be a man of work. Right? You want to be a man of action. Right? That's a good title. Be a man of action. Right? You got to be a man of action. Right? We in a camp of actions, man. It shouldn't take somebody to have to continuously get on your ass so you can go do what you're supposed to do. Right? It shouldn't take somebody to continuously rebuking you, busting your head, or busting you over the head for you to do what's commanded of you. You got to take self-initiative out here, man. You know what I'm saying? The Spirit of the Lord should compel you to do what's right. Right? So going back into this lesson, right, which inspired this was this quote right here. I'm sorry. I might have right here, this quote right here. It says, where your life ends, mine begins, man. And where Esau's life and his kingdom ends, ours going to begin. Right? Why? Because Esau has ruled this world in wickedness and evil. Right? And when you practicing wickedness, you ain't gonna live a long time. Right? You're gonna expire early. So Ecclesiasticus 10:8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So you want to know why Esau? Hey, you want to know why we lost it to the Esau and these nations? Because we was committing unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches gotten by deceit. But now Esau is in that seat. He's the guy. Right? His kingdom is all about injuries and riches gotten by deceit. Look at America. Right? You when you witness Nero, aka Trump, talking about the greatness of America, reestablishing America as a world, the only world power, and making America great again. How could you do that? Because this place don't belong to you. This country was given to the sons of Israel, right? Mainly the northern kingdom, right? North, Central, and South America belong to them. It didn't belong to you Edomites. How do you Edomites take it? Well, you had to commit a bunch of injuries, murder, death, theft, murder, theft, and death, right? Genocide, right? Lies and robbery, right? That's what you had to do to get this place to where it's at. And most importantly, you had to injure the children of the Lord to do so and oppress them. So the kingdom is going to be taken from you because you're not fit to rule, right? Your king, and on top of that, Esau's kingdom was never meant to be an eternal kingdom, right? The Lord didn't give you this technology so that you can have a perpetual kingdom in this wicked shit that we live in. Are you crazy? Absolutely not. So what is going to be transferred from you to us? Starting with Yahushua, right? Because I was going to make a point. It's going to be, because wealth, true wealth, is never destroyed. It's only transferred. And now it's going to be transferred back to us, the Israelites, right? That's who it's going to be given to. It's not going to be given to you other nations, right? They're standing in line. We out here standing in line and you ain't even looking at us. It's like we're not even in line. We don't even exist. These Gentiles, they standing in line. These natural Gentiles, they standing in line like the world is about to be theirs. They're conspiring with one another like the world is about to be theirs again. Absolutely not. Your time is over. And our time is beginning. Yet the sun is setting on Esau's kingdom. And the sun is about to rise on ours. Right? This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth. Wherein what? Dwell of righteousness. That's what we're looking for. A new heaven is a refresh, right? I bet that word new there is in the interliner is what? Kainos. Yep, sure is. A refreshed, right? Kainos, which means a what? A refreshed heavens, which is heaven is a rulership, as well as you have the first heaven, which is the earth, the second heaven, which is the sky and the firmament, and the third heaven is outer space, right? So it's going to be a new rulership, right? A new rulership. Wearing what? In a new earth, a refreshed earth. Because as the earth stands right now, it's poison, it's sick, it's sick. There's a scripture that says, one of these brothers can get it. It said the earth, the people language. It's like it said the inhabitants of the earth. The earth languages, I believe is what it's called. The earth is defiled by the inhabitants thereof. That precept. The earth is defiled by the inhabitants thereof. Right? Right? So, anyway, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved. Salakia. Yeah, I'll start at 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, right? Because this world, everything that you see it's about to be dissolved in fire. All these things are what are made of the elements, and they're about to be dissolved, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the heavenly Father, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's the second death. The United States is going to be completely overrun by nuclear fire, right? It's going to be destroyed, right? Because this place is the beacon of wickedness, right? And it's going to melt everything that's in it. All the things that you see in this world are made of elements. It's going to melt with what? Fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to the promise, look for what? A new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwelleth what? Righteousness. So the kingdom that come is going to be a completely righteous kingdom, right? Whereas this kingdom that we live in currently is a wicked kingdom. In order to make it and thrive in this world, you have to be wicked. There's no doubt about that. You can try to do things the righteous way, but that's only going to get you so far. Because in this world, to make it, to live in this world, to excel in this world, you have to be wicked. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, to excel, you're going to have to be righteous, right? And the only people that's going to be righteous 100% is the children of Israel. That's it. So these other nations, they're going to have to struggle with living through these curses. They're going to be taught righteousness, though. We're going to teach them. So they ain't going to they're going to be ignorant of the law. They're going to know the law because the law is going to be executed 100%. And the law is a righteous law. It is. When you apply it the way that Yahweh Bashar Shah prescribed it, right? It's good. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's not burdensome. But to a wicked man, it is. This is the book of Daniel 7 and 13. Salakia. Right. The brother posted up Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broke the everlasting covenant. And that's why the earth was so defiled. Absolutely, brother. And we got to get out of here, bro. We ain't gonna be able to live in this world too much longer. Right? Yahweh Shai said the days are being shortened for who? For the elect's sake. Because if it wasn't, no flesh shall be left to be saved. That's how rapidly decaying we are here in this world, right? Even the earth is languishing. The earth is defiled, right? And the opposite of being defiled is being what? Holy and cleansed. And that's what the earth is going to be when it's our turn to rule, right? Again, you got all these people fighting against the inevitable, right? Like Thanos said, I am inevitable. Well, Yahweh Shai is inevitable, bro. He's coming. Whether you believe it or not, whether you see it or not, he is coming. And he's going to establish a righteous kingdom on this earth, which is the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, ultimately the kingdom of Israel, right? So this is Daniel 7 and 13. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like unto the Son of Man, one like one like the Son of Man, came with clouds of heaven. And we ain't talking about cumulus clouds. These are chariots. And came to the Ancient of Days. And they brought him near before him. The Ancient of Days is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And there was given him dominion. Right? So Yahweh Shai was already given that. In the spirit world, he got the dominion. But he going to physically take it on this side. Right? He's calling shots. Right? Yahweh Shai said, all power and judgment is given unto me. By who? By the Father. Right? So it says, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, right, not just people, spirits in the spirit world, but people here in this world, all people, nations, languages should serve him. So these nations are going to be slaves. Apostle Gabar did a beautiful video a year or two ago entitled Yahweh Shai, the first slave master. Man. He is. and guess what? We join heirs with them. So everything Yahweh Shai get, we gonna get. Right? He gonna have dominion, which is rulership, and glory, and a kingdom. So we gonna have a kingdom too, which is what? The kingdom of Israel. That all people, nations, languages should what? Serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion. So it's not a short time. It ain't a season, right? It ain't for a moment. No, it's going to be for eternity. That's why this world that we living in right now, all the shit that we going through, all the shit that we've been through, is going to look like a blip on a grand scale in the kingdom of heaven, right? Because our kingdom of what is going to be an everlasting kingdom, everlasting dominion, everlasting rulership, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. So it's never going to be destroyed. Unlike the kingdoms before, that came before it. Right? All the kingdoms of the heathen, they all been destroyed. The Babylonian, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, the Egyptian Empire, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, the Greek, the Persian and the Mede Empire, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire. We in the second leg of the Roman Empire. All them shits is destroyed. Going to be destroyed. They have been destroyed, and this last leg is going to be destroyed. It's going to come to an end. It has an end date. It had a start date, and it's going to have an end date. But not ours. Ours going to have a start date, no end date, ever. It says, verse 17. I'm sorry, verse 18. It says, but the saints of the Most High, who are the saints of the Most High? The Israelites, starting with the elect of the Most High, shall what? Shall take the kingdom. We're going to take it. We ain't going to talk to you. We ain't going to be diplomatic. We're not sitting at no United Nations desk and table talking to you. We're going to take it and possess the kingdom forever and ever, even forever and ever. So that's it. Once Yahweh Shai come back, it's game over. Ball game. Now we want to start the second half of this movie, which is going to be eternal. And that's what these people are trying to stave off, right? The Lord didn't choose Esau. He chose Jacob. Second Esdras chapter 3, verse 16, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and what? And put by Esau. So Jacob became a great multitude, right? Let's read that in the second Esdras 3 and 16 in the GNT. Second Esdras 3. Second Esdras 3 and 16 in the GNT says, you chose Jacob and his descendants became a great nation, but you rejected Esau. Esau is rejected, right? So why is he fighting for something that don't belong to him? Why is he trying to inherit something that don't belong to him? He was rejected of Yahweh Bashmel Shah. He was not chosen. He don't care if he was the firstborn. It don't matter, nigga. Your kingdom is coming to a quick and abrupt end in spectacular fashion. This is the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 6. When they therefore will come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Because that's what they've been waiting on. And it's the same thing we telling our people today. The kingdom of Israel is about to be restored. Right? And we ain't worried about if the Lord going to do it back then, because we know that it's things had to happen, prophecy had to happen. He's about to do it now. Right? They didn't ask, well, then would I restore the kingdom to all nations? They didn't ask, will you restore the kingdom for Esau? No. They asked, will you restore the kingdom to Israel? Because that's what it's about. It's about Israel. Right? So where your world ends, where your life ends, that includes your world, mine's begin. Ours is going to begin. Our kingdom is going to begin. And no one's going to take that away from us. No one's going to stop that. Not you Jakes that's loving Esau and his system. Right? Right. The water apostle. The third heaven is the spirit world. Salakia. I made a mistake earlier in my speech. So you have the first heaven, which is the earth, the second heaven, which is the firmament in outer space, and the third heaven is the spirit world. The water apostle, I appreciate that. Right? Apostle Tahar posted up 2 Corinthians 12 and 21. I knew a man in Hamashiach above 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out the body I cannot tell. The Most High knoweth, such as one caught up to the third heaven, and that's the spirit world. Salaki. Yeah. You see that? And that's, we all building together. We building together, man. And then our spiritual father, he's here with us. Right? So yeah, man, it's gonna be beautiful, bro. It's gonna be beautiful, man. We're gonna be able to traverse all the heavens, man. The first, second, and third heaven, man. That's right, man. The Wadi Yahweh Shai. The Wadi Yahweh Shai, bro. Our kingdom is shortly to come, man. All you gotta do is hold on, endure, stay strong, be patient, and don't fear, bro. Don't fear death. Don't fear this man. Fear Yahweh Shai. That's it. The Lord didn't give us the spirit to fear these people and this system and what they could do, because they can't do nothing that the Lord don't allow them to do. Point blank simple. Okay, so this has been When Your World Ends, Ours Begins. I hope you were edified with that. I'm going to say shalom and on to the next. Shalom.